Welcome back, family, friends, and fans. It's Karma Lately. Thank you guys for joining me. This is part 2 and the final episode on how we are going to build our gingerbread man. And the first thing that I want to do, which I'm really excited about, is, oh, he doesn't really have shoulders. Well, oh, our poor gingerbread man does not have shoulders. We are going to, I picked out some buttons that I got my thread, and I got some really cute buttons. Okay. And these buttons are going to be our joints. And I think I'm going to start with the arms since I'm so concerned about the shoulders. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a posable gingerbread man. And when I say posable, I mean that he is, not that he'll be able to bend all of his extremities because I did not put wire in here, but he will be able to move his arms up and down. And so I am going to, I'm going to position him a little bit, like not right on the side. I'm going to kind of put him on a slant because the ideal gingerbread man does this. And so I'm going to put him on a little bit of a slant. And so the goal here is that we take our two arm pieces. I'm going to attach the button to the arm. I'm also going to take my long needle and I'm going to sew the thread through this arm, and then back, and I'm going to go back and forth a couple of times until I feel that it's secure, and then I'm going to make a knot. So that is what I'm going to do. I got a nice amount of thread because I don't want to have to rethread this. This is the amount of thread that I'm going to be using for, and I'll probably have a little left over. I prefer to have some left over than to need to rethread the needle. So what am I doing? Okay, so I chose these two, like gingery brown, I think I could find another one that matches this one. The gingery brown buttons for the arms, and they're smaller. I could find the gingery brown that matches this one. I'm gonna find it. Oh, okay. This one's actually better. See, this one's like dull. And so is this one. All right, I guess these two. All right. You kind of want to be happy with your selection because you shouldn't have to take these buttons off ever again. So the first thing I'm going to do is attach the button to the top of the arm. And this is the part that I hand stitched, and this is the part that I stitched on the machine. And so this is the one that I want for the top. Now I made a knot at the bottom of my thread, and so I want the knot to kind of be in this general area here. So, well, actually, you know what? I'll put the knot right behind. It's not a good knot. I'll put the knot right here behind the button. And that way the knot, I just don't want the knot to show. I want to first secure this button so I'm just gonna go over it until every hole has been entered. and it has. And now let's see. Now I'm gonna go in on an angle. I'm not going in right from the side. Now I'm entering the other side. This is why I have this extra long needle. Okay, that is actually exactly how I want it. I'm holding this like this, and then I'm going to take the other button wait, no I'm not. I'm going to take the other arm and then the button. Hopefully I got this in the right side that I want. And now I am going to, just on this arm, well, actually, now I'm gonna take, I'm not securing this button the same way I did that one, because now this string unifies them. So now I'm just going to take this needle and make sure that the needle takes me to this button. And if you have a lot of thread, it could get messy, so just be very careful. And this is the back of the gingerbread man, because you can see the arms closing in. This is how I want the back to look. Now I'm going to keep going, and then I'm going to make a knot to secure all of this.
I need to find a red. Oh, you're recording?
It's okay.
Have you seen any red cups?
It would be in the closet.
No yellow cups here. You said in what closet? What closet you said?
In the first closet.
Where though?
Oh,
that's not.
kind of want to feel where everything is. Now I think I'm ready to make a knot. I'm gonna make a knot right on the skin of the arm. Just digging in here. I lost the I lost the thread. I'm gonna dig in here. It's because the needle is so long. I needed maybe just a tiny bit more thread, but it's fine. And now I have my knot. And then I'm gonna make another knot without the needle. But anyway, I feel secure about the arm now. Don't cut your thread too short. But now when he lifts up, he's not lifting up straight like this. He's lifting up on an angle, which is nice. That's what I wanted. See? So now we have the legs. And we're gonna do the same thing with the legs. Get our two buttons, secure them, and put the legs in the opening here, and then on the other side that it corresponds. Perfect. Now I'm just going to take a piece of paper and I am going to mark with my marker where my gingerbread's shoulders are. Since I'm making a vest, the shoulder is really super important for me to see where precisely where the middle of the shoulder is. And I'm just going to check to see where the body rests. So now I know that my gingerbread's body is basically here. This is where my gingerbread lives. Here's the shoulder, and here's probably like around here is probably where his legs start. So I want to design a vest. And so what I'm thinking for the vest is I'm trying to decide right now. This is just freehanding a quick pattern. I'm trying to decide if this is where his body is, the top of his shoulder. I don't want the vest to be exact. I want the vest to be a little bit loose. So I'm going to come out about 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to go in, actually, I'm going to make it a little bit higher. And then I'm going to do a slant and then come in, and then actually it can't come out too much, so I'm just gonna come out here. Now, how long do I want the vest? I don't want the vest to be that long either, but I still have to do a seam allowance. I have to do hems, so I might as well leave it this long since I have to hem it. Now, I'm only gonna do one side because I'm going to be cutting this out and I'm going to be putting it on a folded piece of fabric, and the fabric is going to give me two different pieces. So I'm completely content with that. I just want to make sure that this design is exactly as I wanted it to be. I want the design of the vest to be, nah, I don't think I'm gonna go out that much. All right, so. I think I can afford to come out a little bit here, just because I'm gonna be, I just want to make sure I'm giving myself some seam allowance, because if not, and this is just a super quick draft. I don't recommend this for like a professional design. You have to do measurements and take out your ruler and all that fun stuff. But now I'm just, that's why I'm using paper, because I want to see how this looks. Put the vest on like this. Oh, I think it's cute. Yeah, I think that works. And then the back, let me see. For the back part of the vest, I wasn't really thinking straight, but thankfully I thought it through and made a new pattern for the back. So you'll see that later. Okay, and usually the back of vests is shorter. The back of a vest is shorter, so now I'm going to decide on my fabric. And I have this dark brown. I think that's what I'm going to use. Let's see if I don't have chalk. Oh, I actually have a lot of chalk. I forgot about that pocket. Okay. So here's when I realized that the back of the vest was not going to work with the front parts of the vest. So I created a new design that included the front pattern, and voila, we got our back piece. Okay, so this is the piece that we got. And this is what we're going to do. The first thing I'm going to do, I decided I am not going to do any hems. I just, the hems are going to be too small and it's going to be too tedious. And what I love about this fabric is that it really, I still haven't seen it fray. And so I am going to do a top stitch. You can do an edge stitch as well. I think I'm going to do a zigzag stitch on top. So I'm going to top stitch with a zigzag all around the entirety of this piece, and this piece. And that's going to be like my design. Now I'm going to set up the stitch. So I'm going to do the zigzag stitch number 5. I don't want it too wide because this is a small piece, so I'm just going to leave it at 1.5. I'm going to leave the stitch length to 1.5. I'll do 1.2 and 1.5 on the width. I'm going to leave this medium. There's no need to back stitch here. And let's see if we can, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And it's just really simple, whatever you want to do. There's like a million designs on this, so whatever you decide that you want to do. I am going to just do a little. Let's see, the first stitch is probably gonna be weird, but it's fine. What I like is that the stitch, even though they're both a little different, the design defines it more as a vest. I'm gonna do the same to this piece. To sew this vest, just the back part of the vest, pretty side facing up. Then the two front parts, you're going to put those facing down. You're going to sew down once, you're going to sew down in backspace on the shoulder and sew on the side. Do not sew the armhole down or else you won't be able to put on the vest. Wait, I'm just going to do a straight stitch. I'm going to do stitch number 1. And I'm going to keep it really simple. Okay, so this piece, I'm going to try to get it up there. And backspaced a few times. Kind of went off there for a little bit, but it's okay. And then I'm going to stitch just from here to here, leaving this arm open. And I don't know why there's this like excess fabric here. Taking that out. Okay. You want to make sure you're back stitching in the areas that are on each corner. Okay. Now we're going to do the other side. Same as before. Okay, so this is what we ended up with. The vest looks cute. Problem is that the armhole is a little too small. Surprise, surprise. This is what happens when you're not doing anything with the ruler. But what I'm going to suggest, I am going to attempt to put it through. Since I have the button here, I have to be careful. I'm going to attempt to put it through without doing a slit. If I see that it's too much, I'm just going to do a small slit right here. And that's that. If this was a stretch fabric, I'd be super fine. Oh wow, it's actually it ended up being that it was like a perfect fit, and that's why it's like custom made for this body. So that's the only reason why. So it's not too small, it's just like I don't want to hide these buttons. So it's not too small, it's just the perfect fit for good old Mr. Gingy. Aw, Gingy, look at you. You've got your little... Sorry, guys. I lost it there for a minute. But he's just too cute. He's got his like, vest. Like, why does Gingerbread Man need a vest? That's what I keep wondering. Why would he need a vest at all? So I found a couple of buttons that I thought good old Mr. Gingy could wear. I like this one. I like this one. I know the heart I definitely want in the center. And I like this one. But maybe the big one could be in the bottom. Like, I think I'm comfortable with that. And as much as I would like to keep in the spirit of sewing, I think I'm gonna just put this super glue. This Gorilla super glue. And I'm gonna call it a day. Okay. Now, sorry, I did not know that good old Mr. Gingy was not in camera. I just super glued these buttons because I didn't want to sew them. I don't want to do too much to good old Mr. Gingy. Let's see what I can do here. One thing I was thinking about, this is another color from the same doll fabric. Doesn't fray, really cool. So I had cut in a previous project, I had cut this piece with my pinking shears, which at the moment I cannot find for the life of me, but I want to use that zigzag, and I'm just gonna cut a very thin strip. Now I was thinking of using this zigzag, putting a piece here. And I know typically the gingerbread man has white, but I don't want to put white. I want to put cream. You know, not everybody uses like the regular cream. Sorry, the like always the bold red, green colors on everything, like red, green, and white. Sometimes people decorate with lighter tones, like the cream colors, and they mix it with the white, green, and that kind of thing. So for my gingerbread man, instead of using white, I want to use this cream color, and I'm only going to use it on the front. Cut. I don't know if that was in camera or not, but here's all the pieces cut. I'm gonna go to the wrong side of the fabric, add just a few little small dots of this because this is pretty strong. Almost there. Now we just gotta get the tie and the face. All right, so this same fabric that I used for these little cufflings, I'm going to also use to make our good old Mr. Gingerbread Man, Gingy. We're gonna make him his bow tie. And I am not going to sew this, I am just going to fold this end here. And then I'm going to fold this end here. And then my daughter suggested that I use this red Chanel stem. And I'm going to pinch that. And I don't need all this Chanel. I'm going to start it all over. So I'm going to have these two overlap. That'll make it easier. Then I'm going to bring this back. Sorry, then I'm going to bring this back. Then I'm going to bring this back. And then I'm going to tuck. And I'm going to tuck. And all right. I don't know if it's big enough. Yeah, I think that's big enough. And then I'm going to tie this a couple of times, just turn a couple of times. Then I'm going to, I almost don't want to cut it because I'm actually not going to cut it because I don't know if I'll need it to like attach it to the tree maybe or something. So I'm just gonna hide it behind here. And I'm sure your bow ties will come out better than mine, but it's just to give you an idea. And now the hard part, which is good old Mr. Gingerbread Man's face. I need his eyes to be sarcastic. So I'm going to paint on his eyes. And I'm going to draw where I want his eyes. I want him to be sarcastic but sweet, you know what I mean? actually like, I like him. Like, he's kind of cute. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like looking at him right now and I'm like, oh, you're a little cutie patootie, aren't you? The table is wet. Okay. Oh, Gingerbread man, you're the cutest. So you can sit him on your mantle, or you can use this Chanel stem to hang him up on the tree and he'll be a perfect little ornament. And let's just measure him. So he's 10 inches long and his body is about 2 inches wide. Yeah, his legs are about 2.5 inches wide, and from his arm to arm he is 4 inches wide. And so, I mean, technically in a Barbie house he would be almost the size, the height of Barbie. So he could potentially, you know, work with some of the Barbie furniture and all of that. It would work. I mean, he is just, I'm actually in love with this. Well, anyway, I hope that you guys had a good time making this posable gingerbread man. And if you guys try this, please let me know. I would love to see what you guys come up with. I'm actually glad that I did not make him fatter, and now he's like, I can move him around and do different things with him. So anyways, hopefully you guys try it. Thank you so much. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Peace. Peace.